Yo, 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 it's Coach Tally Adams, Football Guru, and welcome to Football Guru Counterpunch. Bang! Here I am again with another episode. And the topic for today is the Pittsburgh Steelers in trouble? Are the Pittsburgh Steelers in trouble? That's the question. Aaron Rodgers is holding the Pittsburgh Steelers hostage right now. Basically, that's how it is. They are definitely hoping that and wishing and praying that Aaron Rodgers shows up and signs a contract. Right now, it's looking like that Mason Rudolph will be the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we all know that Pittsburgh Steelers is a championship franchise. Will the Pittsburgh Steelers go into game one with Mason Rudolph at quarterback? Will they survive with Mason Rudolph at quarterback? Will they make the playoffs with Mason Rudolph at quarterback? And will they stop Coach Mike Tomlin's winning streak with Mason Rudolph at quarterback? Well, second string quarterback right now is Skylar Thompson. Third string quarterback right now will be Will Howard, coming off winning the national championship with Ohio State. Definitely a great quarterback. He is. But is he ready to start, on a franchise team like the Pittsburgh Steelers, who looks to win Super Bowls each and every year? Well, it's a great question. Will they go out and they take Kirk Cousins? Will they trade for Kirk Cousins? That will be a ton of money that they will have to owe, that the Atlanta Falcons would definitely be happy to get off of. That's the second string quarterback right now that has not been really good lately. And he's been bouncing around, and definitely at the end of his career. But, he's making a lot of money. His agent did a great job of giving him that contract that he got the Atlanta Falcons. All right, well, what would they do? I think right now that Aaron Rodgers is playing. He know that he needs you. He's like a girlfriend that knows that you like her, but she don't want to give you the time of day. And I believe that Aaron Rodgers is definitely playing games. He doesn't want to go to mini camp. He doesn't want to do any of those kind of things. He's going to sign when he wants to sign. I would, if I had to say anything, I would say yes, he will play, but he will come in on his own time. They probably know something we don't know. Probably got the playbook already. Probably is getting into the plays with anything, but definitely is not signing with the team until he's ready to come. Because Aaron Rodgers has his stipulations on when he comes to camp, and he doesn't want to make a big deal with the media. And the Pittsburgh Steelers don't want that media either. So maybe that's what they're doing behind closed doors. No one else is talking about this. No other analyst is talking about this. So I'm a football guru, and I did deeper than a lot of people gifted with this. And I believe that Aaron Rodgers will show up. I believe that he does have the playbook already. I believe that he's studying it. I believe that he's doing everything possible to that what you would do during minicamp, but he's doing all that on his own with his own trainer. Out of sight, out of mind, not letting anybody see him throw the ball, any of that. But definitely, a long time ago when he was throwing the ball with Metcalf a couple months ago, I don't think that was just for show. I believe it was for a reason. I believe them boys understand what's going on. But Aaron Rodgers is going to be who he is. He's a grown man, and he's not going to let anybody dictate when he comes in, especially when he has the upper hand. And that's why I believe that Pittsburgh Steelers did not take anybody. I don't think that the Pittsburgh Steelers will be that nonchalant not to take anybody early in the draft, because they passed up on Shedeur Sanders about four or five times when they could have got him, knowing that he was a top ranked quarterback, franchise changer. But they didn't. So Aaron Rodgers is definitely the person that that's holding them hostage. But the man could wake up any day and say, hey, you know what? I don't want to play the game no more. All right, or he can look for a better option. But I just believe that at this moment that he definitely has the Steelers hostage and the Steelers fans hostage. And I don't believe that the Steelers are excited right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers fan base or the coaches as well, are excited with the quarterbacks that they have. We're going into the first game saying, hey, we're going to win the Super Bowl. And that's what the Pittsburgh Steelers try to do each and every year. We win Super Bowls, even though in the last couple of years they have not had the success inside of the playoffs, getting beat first round. But will this be the last time that Mike Tomlin keep this streak alive? One thing I can say about Mike Tomlin, and he figures it out. Winners win. And, like I was told, by a guy one day, hey, man, find a way. Find a way to win, and that's always stuck with me. So you just got to find a way to win. You got to find a way to win. The running game, losing Najee Harris is definitely a big blow to your running game. It can look ugly right now, man. It looks ugly for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the fans. I got some cousins out there, man, that's Pittsburgh Steelers fans, man. My little brother, Pittsburgh Steelers fan. It's a lot of fans I know that's Pittsburgh Steelers fans, and they die hard about them, and they really love the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I just believe right now they're in trouble. I really do. I believe that they're in really, really trouble right now. I do. I believe they're in trouble, and, they could have easily had Wilson, Russell Wilson. If they would have, just gave him like $10 million, they could have had him. They could have kept him. But, they chose him to be the fourth quarterback, even though he was a starter. They had him as the fourth quarterback that they were going to take. And they went with the other options, and it didn't work. And Russell took that trip to the New York Giants, and he signed there. Could have had Justin Fields for about 20 to 25 million bucks. But, they chose not to do that, and the Jets picked him up, and, when you go to playing around with people and not making them the first option, everybody feels a certain kind of way, especially if those two guys were already on the roster already, and they weren't your first two choices. So, those guys are, starting quarterbacks right now at a different franchise, and Pittsburgh Steelers are stuck right now with Mason Rudolph, and not talking bad about Mason Rudolph, but his stats hasn't been up to par lately, and that's right now is, going into game one, that's who you started is Pittsburgh Steelers. So I want to know from Pittsburgh Steelers fans and anybody else that's, a football person like myself, I want to hear up on the comments. Do you feel that the Pittsburgh Steelers are in trouble? Do you feel like they're threatening not to make the playoffs this year? Do you think they're threatening to, Mike Tomlin not having his first losing season? And like I said again, I believe in Mike Tomlin because he's a winner, and winners figured it out. They find a way to win. But definitely, he's in trouble. He's in trouble. And if I had to make my bet right now, I would definitely say they don't make the playoffs. I don't want to say they'll make the playoffs because, they live off their defense, but their defense didn't play Pittsburgh Steelers defense last year, and they gave up a lot. Gave up a lot running and passing. And I know that, the Steelers is going to be who they are, and they're tough, hard-nosed guys, but, the offense got to help out. And when you keep the defense on the field so much because you're 3 and out, that really hurts. That really, really, really hurts. It hurts you bad, and that keeps the defense not fresh for the people that don't understand the game of football. The defense is always on the field. It's bound something's going to happen. People are going to continue to kick field goals, and that's something that the Pittsburgh Steelers did a lot last year as well, is kicking field goals. But each year is not the same. And Pittsburgh Steelers, they definitely need some help at the helm right now, the starting quarterback position. So it was up to see. We all going to see what's going to happen. But my prediction is that. At this moment, Pittsburgh Steelers are in trouble, but I do believe that Aaron Rodgers is coming. So Pittsburgh Steelers football guru saying Aaron Rodgers will show up. He does have the playbook already, and he's ready. He's just not coming in any mini camps or any of that. He's going to show up when he wants to show up, and that's my take. That's what I believe. You heard it here first. No other analyst podcast is saying this, and I'm here to let you know first from the football guru that I believe that Aaron Rodgers will show up, but he will show up on his own time, and when he show up, he'll be ready because he already has the playbook, and he's already studying, he's always working out already on his own time. And like I said again, I don't believe he would threw the DK Metcalf and found him if he didn't have the inspirations of going to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Right now, it's the only spot for him, and it's a great spot. It's just that Aaron Rodgers don't want to be in the media. Mike Tomlin don't want to be in the media. The Pittsburgh Steelers don't want to be in the media when Aaron Rodgers is going to show up if he signed today or if he signed yesterday or next week, last week or whatever. It would have been in the news about when he's going to show up. So the news would have had something else to talk about negative about the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they don't want that kind of media attention. So they decided, hey, let's do this undercover. Let's give them a playbook. Let's do this. Keep it hush-hush. And nobody knows about it when Aaron Rodgers will come in and he'll be ready on day one. Mason Rudolph will move out the way, go to second string. And Skylar Thompson and Will Howard will fight for that third string position. Or maybe Skylar Thompson get cut, and maybe, it's just never know, maybe I think they'll keep Mason Rudolph because he knows the system, and they'll keep him on. But, we'll definitely see. I wouldn't let Will Howard go. I would definitely want to let him go. I would keep him and let him learn, man. Could be the future for you. He's not bad. He's not bad. He's just, I like him. I like winners. You find a way to win. Even though he had some dogs over there. He had a running game too at passing game and running game at Ohio State. I still would, if I was Pittsburgh Steelers, I'll keep that young boy. All right, I appreciate you guys coming out, taking a look at me again, man. Go to TA Football Guru. It'll be on Twitter, be on Instagram, be on TikTok, Facebook, and also YouTube. Continue to check me out. And I'll be dropping these things, as they come. Just stay tuned. I love y'all, man. I appreciate you. God bless you. Football Guru, man. Coach Talia's Football Guru. Football Guru Counterpunch.